What can I do for you this morning on a great day here? At least we got the sun today, don't we, huh? Maybe. You can imagine. No, it's the message is always, you know, at this point in time, at the end of the mandatory minicamp, just reminders on training camps about our attitude going in, about conditioning. You know, this is a required 9-week program rather than a normal 10 or 11-week program. So there's still work to be done, obviously. The guys that have been injured and have strains, etc., they've got to get that cleaned up so when we come to camp we can practice together. And what you want to remind everybody is if there's 90 players, or in this case maybe 85 or whatever the number will be, look at the reps and how the reps are distributed. Therefore everybody has a chance to be really in tune with what we're doing. We'll preserve over time the reps because we'll be able to control them better, and no individual or group will get to a position where they're doing more than they should. And then you talk about, you know, the fact that we're not going to see each other for 4 or 5 weeks. The goal, as always, is to win the Super Bowl. Be responsible, take care of yourselves, enjoy yourselves, but let's make sure we can all get back together with a smile on our face and a stern look in our eye when we come back together on the 26th. So that's basically the message.
Tom, this is the first year under those new rules that you mentioned, a little more constraints. Did you get out of it what you needed to get out of it?
You know, I'm going to have to look at that, Mike, to be honest with you, because the players have got to understand, you know, as we tried to make them understand that there's 3 or 4 times the mental part of it to the physical part of it now. And that's evidently the way they want it, because it's a different kind of, two-a-days is different too. It's the same kind of thing. So, you know, provided that the mental, we really threw a lot at them and we forced them, but, you know, we won't know exactly how much they've allowed that stuff to be absorbed until we get to camp. So hopefully the rookies have done a good job of studying. You do a pretty good job of controlling them throughout the entire day. And there's not much free time for them. If there's an idle moment, like tomorrow, we'll meet with them and they'll have a strength program and that type of thing tomorrow as well. So we'll see about that. We'll have to evaluate everything.
It's a little unsettling as you go to camp with, you know, offensive line, tight end, receivers. A lot of new faces are going to have to be put in.
But I don't think that's any different than any other team in pro football. It depends on the position. So, you know, what we need to do is get to where we practice together. You know, let's get these people out on the field, stay on the day too, and then we'll make some progress.
Tom, as a head coach on a day like today, always you hold your breath a little bit till July 26th.
Oh, just as I said, we try to make sure that you verbalize everything. And part of don't let the other guys down, that part of it is, you know, make sure that you are thinking in everything that you do, everything that you say, every place that you go. Be safe, be smart, and let's make sure we're all able to get together at the end of July.
Although you would prefer this would have not happened, but the David Deal incident, you think, bring that even closer to home, certainly with some of the young guys, that, you know, what can happen?
Well, I'm sure it did, but you know, the commissioner just issued a statement that he wanted to make sure that we all covered, and it had basically to do with that. So the timeliness of where the commissioner was coming from and the end of these mini camps puts that as a required, which we normally talk about anyway, but a requirement. Okay, anybody else?
Coach, where do you see Ruben Randall, I guess, on the team fitting in?
Did you just get here with that? I mean, we just covered him yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
He's doing well. He's had a good spring, and let's see him get better.
You had him there on special teams. Is that somewhere where
he's on everything? He'll be on everything. As all the young ones are on everything. All rookies are required to be in every special teams meeting and be a part of everything special teams. So he has that, and he's done well with that. And you see him catching the ball. So you know, he's been asked to be back there on kickoff return, punt return, whatever, and that's going to give him one other way to get on the field.
Tom, do you look forward to some time off now?
Do I? You know what? I'll be excited about the first little bit of time that we get away, but you know, give me a couple days and I'll start thinking about what's coming at the end of July.
Not even, it won't even be a week, it's only going to be a couple of days?
Yeah, probably. Maybe the end of the first week.
Tom, with Eli obviously here and the way the team finished last year. Very confident with this team as you get ready to go to camp.
Well, I certainly am. I mean, you're talking about the world champions, and there's changes. There's no doubt about that. But you know, I like the way that our team responded and finished. You used the word, the season, and I have every confidence that they'll come back just as inspired to want to play at their very best. The big key for our team is the bridging over of all those values and virtues and principles that we carried forward from 7 and 7 on. And you know, just an example, in the playoffs we gave up an average of 14 points a game. You're going to win a lot of games if you can do that. We turned it over one time. You know the stats. You know the numbers. We averaged 116 yards rushing. We had multiple special teams plays that helped us win. You play like that, my word is harmony. When we start talking about those kind of things, we play with harmony, all three phases, like we're capable of, and we carry these things over, and we encourage these young guys to be a part of it. And you know, we improve, and there's multiple areas that we can improve in. But if we can make considerable improvement in those areas, we'll be representative. Okay?